Hello everyone and welcome to another Crimson WoW draft. It is again traditional. Like I said, I will be playing a bit more traditional drafts in December now. Now that in the end of November I played quite a bit of premier drafts to rank up. Now this is a pretty strong pack. Upgrade and Bleed Dry are both first pickable commons, Wedding Security, and also the Falcon Wrath Celebrant is really high quality common. Wedding Security is a strong uncommon. I like the Lunar Rejection as well, and the Concealing Curtains is also quite efficient of a card. You get the 3-4 minis for pretty cheap, and then you get some information from the opponent's hand and also can get rid of their best card. Even though they get to replace it. So, I mean, I guess a removal would be a safe pick, but I like the efficiency of this rare, so I will take this. But if someone takes either of the removal spells, I'm saying that it is also completely reasonable. Now here someone took the rare, and I think the best card in the pack by far is the Ballista Watcher, and I could take like an uncolored card, a Gift of Fangs. Not really excited about picking a Rothside Gargantua on pick 2. I think the Ballista Watcher is enough better card that I should just take the non-black card here rather than try to stay on color with my first pick. And here uncommon and a rare has been taken. The Wandering Mind is definitely fine, but it is 2 colors and I have nothing blue yet. Also this pack doesn't have a lot of blue, but then again the rare could have been any color and the uncommon could also be a non-blue card, so all the commons are still here, and this pack just had one blue common only. Now I think I will be picking a black card in here because both the 4-drops are quite nice, and you could choose either. This one is better in black-red than in other black decks because black-red will have the most blood tokens, but the Diecraft Scavenger is just I think I like it like slightly more. It's good in defense, good in offense, and the drain is always relevant. So, well, it should be relevant in most cases. Draining 2 life points is enough to make a difference in a lot of games. Alright, so well, there are black cards in here, although the uncommon isn't exactly good. So the blue cards in here, not really worth considering here. I'd still rather keep red. There's a couple of good green cards. I like them both actually. So the question is, do I take something like a Spore Crawler here in case I won't be getting enough red, or could I take a Rich Wolf? I have one werewolf already and kinda try to be in the black-red, or just take something like a Doomed Dissenter, but I'm not that big of a fan of the Dissenter, but yeah, I think I'll just take the Rich Wolf here. I could be black-red, and black-red can have enough wolves, because, well, black won't have any wolves and werewolves, but red can have. Okay, here I feel like I should have picked a green card from the previous pack. There is still a Doomed Dissenter. There was an Ancestral Anger earlier too, but these are not really that good. I mean, the Weaver of Blossoms is really good, so I think if green is open, I should now move to it. It's not nice to have passed a good green card from, I mean, both the 3-drop and the 6-drop in the pack from which I took the Rich Wolf, but what can you do? Okay, so there's a Storm Chaser Drake, pick 6. Now this is really, really tough now. I mean, I can take like a Sharpshooter here, I can take the Blood Fountain, Millipede, even a Sure Strike if I try to keep black and red or something like that. But the Drake is really late, I would want to take it here. I mean, I'm actually taking it because if blue is somehow super open, I don't want to miss out on it. And now the best card in the pack is actually the blue card, the Cruel Witness. Well, since I took it's still nothing amazing, and I could take something like a Weary Prisoner, but it's not really that good either. I'll take the witness now that I took the Storm Chaser Drake, so I have options open for a lot of stuff. This has been a weird pack though. Now there's an Evolving Bulge, there's a Fierce Retribution at pick number 8, clearly the best card. There's also a decent 3-drop for black and red here. Wow. Wow, I mean, I guess I'll take the quest here over this farmer here. I don't know, I could take the Evolving Bulge, but I'll take the red 3-drop, so I don't know. Very hard to say. It seems like the draft, I mean, this is all over the place. And now this pack has nothing from white, even though there was the removal spell in the previous pack. I'm not really understanding what is going on. I could take the Flame Breather if blue red is going to be the archetype that I'm gonna be in. I could take a 2-drop for green, but I think I like the Flame Breather more here. And there's another Disciple. There's a Reckless Impulse though. I have red cards, quite a few here, so I can easily take the Impulsion here. And I don't like the red strong. I don't like even if I have like 4 of those in my deck. The 2-1 stat line is not good enough. I take the 4-drop here. And there's a Skywap Scup. There's also Ancestral Anger. Can I get more copies of this card? I'm not a big fan of the Scup at all. I think I'll take the Anger just in case I find more of those. And it is really decent with the Storm Chaser Drake here. Okay, Sure Strike isn't the worst. Last pick. That was a weird pack. Well, it seems like I'm at least red here. And that would have given me an option to draft any other color besides red. Had I opened some kind of a bum rare that pulls me to that direction. This pack, though, doesn't have a bum rare. It has still the Bloodcrest Socialite, but I don't think the Concealing Curtains with the Diecraft Scavenger is quite enough to, you know, make me go black here. So I'm feeling like I should maybe take up. I really like the Angelic Quartermaster, but I have no white cards. I didn't even take the Fierce Retribution. I guess I could have taken it, but I did not. So I feel like I should take a blue card. For example, the Lantern Bearer is quite good. The blue rare is not good, so I'm not taking that. I like the Lantern Bearer and the Chill of the Grave a lot more than that. So I will actually maybe try to go blue red. Might seem a bit weird. I did pass the blue red uncommon, the golden card in pack 1, but this is just the direction the draft took me. Alright, so now I could just take another Flame Breather here, but if this archetype is open, I should be getting this maybe pick 10 when it comes back to me. And the Inspired Idea is a decent card draw spell, so let's just take that. And at this point I maybe should just ignore the non-blue or red cards, so let's put them away here. And there's a Scarp, but now that I took one Ancestral Anger, I think I'll take another one now. Again, I would rather have maybe just the 4/4 Menace 4/5. That's a lot better card than the Scarp. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this plan here. Another Reckless Impulse, there's a Pious Bone, there's a Serpentine Ambush, a 2-drop. Now, can't say I'm too happy about it. I have an Inspired Idea and I have one Reckless Impulse already, so I'm not that interested in picking more of those Reckless Impulses now. It feels like I have enough card draw. Could take the Serpentine Ambush or the Cradle of Safety. It's not a bad card. Pious Bone is quite clumsy. I think I'll take the Cradle actually. And how about here? There's a Bleed Dry, pick 5. Okay then, let it be. That's pretty cool for the black drafter. I don't think I'm gonna pick it and move to black now suddenly. I like the blue enough here. So, Stitched Assistant, Syncopate, Sure Strike. Not gonna take another Sure Strike here. It's gonna be one of the blue cards because the Into the Night is just not good. Don't know really. I feel like I maybe need a creature here only. I don't have a lot of good fodder to sacrifice on the exploit, but maybe I'll get some. Okay, I would maybe take the Volder Epicure here. That would be something to sacrifice on the assistant too, but I'll take the Ritual now that I have one of them already. And another Cruel Witness, a Syncopate again. Bloody Betrayal, Feigned the Festivities. Now this is a best of 3 draft, so I could see picking this for the sideboard, but maybe I'll just take the Cruel Witness. Let's try it. And okay, Lacerate Flesh and Chill of the Grave and the Fearful Villager. I would actually take all of these. I have no removal in this deck, so I think I might have to take the Lacerate Flesh here. This is kind of interaction too, but this is an actual removal spell. I also don't have anything costing more than 4, so I think the Lacerate Flesh is completely reasonable. Okay, I got the Chill of the Grave here back. It will not be 2 mana card off, and I have only the 1 zombie here, but I think it's maybe enough better than the retrieval here. That I think I'll take that instead. Okay, I got the Flame Breather at pick 10, like I kind of hoped for, and that is a really decent stuff because I need a 2-drop here still. Okay, none of this matters. I'm not gonna sideboard into any of these colors, so let's just take something here. I can take the Pious Bond, of course, now when there's no other option to be picked. Couple of more cards here still. Right, nothing for me. Oh, I don't think I'm going to play that one either. Another Wilderness Estate. How about some good quality removal? There's another Lacerate Flesh. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play a colorless producing land here. Darn. An upgrade or the shock variant would have been good here. I don't like the Blood Hypnotist in this kind of deck. That is maybe gonna be a slightly defensive. Don't like the Siphon Essence. I think I'll take the Lacerate Flesh here. Just have some removal. Okay, there's a Jacob Hawken. Well, it's an uncolored card. It's a mythic rare. I don't have full playset yet. I will after this pick. And in general, I think it is the pick to be made. It can really, if you transform it, you basically get not only extra cards, but also free casts of those cards if they are non-land. So pretty good stuff. I'll take it. And it's a looter anyway, so also it's good even when you don't transform it. Alright, so Flame Blessed Bolt, I was needing this kind of interaction. It's going to be picked over the other blue and red cards easily. I need some more removal, and I'm happy to have that now. Alright, so now this pack is interesting. There is a Scattered Thoughts, but like I said, I have the Inspired Idea. I have 1 Reckless Impulse. I don't think I need more card draw. And since I have 2 Ancestral Angers, I'm gonna take a 3rd one here. Otherwise, maybe the Ceremonial Knife could be interesting, but I'll just take the Anger. If you take one, if you are starting to pick them, you should maybe. If you plan to play them, you should really pick more than just 2 of them, maybe. All right, so Whispering Wizard will be pretty good in here. I don't know what my cards will be. I'm at 25 already. This will be my card number 26. It's of course very good card, which is great in this archetype. So I'm happy to have it at pick number 5 there. And here, well, this is more like a sideboarding stuff now. Which card do I need for my sideboard? Do I want to sideboard 2 Pious Bonds in? Do I want to have access to Syncopate, more card draw, not the Fred Strong? I think the most likely card to use here is the Syncopate because I have no copies of it at all. But I think it will go to the sideboard because it's going to be one of the cards I'm going to cut anyway. Okay, I'll take the Evolving Wilds now to fix my mana a little bit. I don't even have room in my main deck anymore, so it's better to pick the land that won't take up any spell slot. And here there's a Foreboding Statue, which I quite like. There's also an Alchemist's Retrieval, which is, some kind of a interaction still. But I think I'll take the Statue for this deck. Maybe. I don't even have that many 3-mana creatures, so let's take it. And here it's time to maybe take the Skywap Scarp. I didn't take any. Well, I don't know. This can be useful in some matchups. I might be not starting with this card in my main deck though. Well, now I get to pick a Siphon Essence if I want to have more counter spells in the sideboard. Okay, I don't know about the cuts. This doesn't matter. Okay, options. Well, I'll take the Binding Geist, I guess. Okay, I got a Chill of the Grave this late, but darn, I don't have room for all these decent stuff here. Well, I'll just have to figure something out. One more card here. All right. Massive Might last pick. That's a completely... I mean, you want to have those in all your green decks, I think. It's quite a decent last pick. All right, so I think it's... Well, the number of cuts, I mean, the number of lands I will be playing depends on what is the mana curve going to look like. If I cut both the Pious Bone and the Skywap Scarp, I could play 16 because I have the Foreboding Statue, I have the Reckless Impulse, I have cantrips to find more land drops. So I'll cut all the lands for now, and let's start to see what are the easy cuts. Cradle of Safety, it's a decent sideboard card, but yeah, easily going to be cut from the main deck. I think I will play... I don't have a lot of Wolves or Werewolves, total of 4 of them. But I think the Weary Prisoner will be cut from the main deck. It can be maybe useful sideboard option. Sure Strike. Yeah, I can cut a Sure Strike here, I think, and I think the Pious Bone will be cut too from the main deck. And one reason to do so is that I have the 5-drop Lacerate Fleshes, which have the potential to generate some blood tokens for me, so I would like to discard all my excess lands beyond 5. But if I had Pious Bone in the deck, I might, sometimes need to hold on to my 6th land. So that's an easy cut there. I could cut then... well, I'm gonna keep all the 4-drops. I like those. It's good for curve wise. I mean, 4 mana creatures, all decent quality. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think the Stitched Assistant is that interesting anymore, because I don't need it for curve reasons. I have here 3 mana plays, even creatures. So I think the Assistant is gonna go away, because I have very few good sacrifice fodder for it anyway. So let's lose it. I think I'll keep the rest of the creatures. The Binding Geist isn't usually that great, but it is a good blocker. I mean, it can trade with other 3-drops. It can sometimes trade with a 4-drop. And then you get the Spectral Binding when it has died. So there's some, I mean, without that, of course, it would be just a 3-mana 3-1. Well, it has the attack trigger too, but I mean, with the Disturb, I think it's a fine card. And now I'm actually down to 25. I think it's pretty easily going to be a 16 land deck, because the Ancestral Angers are cantrips, the Chill of the Graves are cantrips, and this Foreboding Statue can, just tap for mana, and of course the Reckless Impulse helps me get more land drops. So nothing wrong with playing 16 lands here. There's also the Looter that can, if I really need to, I can draw into lands with this thing. Alright, so the Storm Chaser Drake has like a few things that can target it. Well, mostly the Ancestral Angers. You can also target with Lantern's Lift, but you get a +1/+1 and a card, but of course the flying, it already has flying, but it's fine. I mean, it's only 1 card, and this is really, I mean, 2 mana 2/1 flyer. You would play those in all limited decks, because it's just a good stat line, and it's just a bonus that you can sometimes maybe net some cards from it too. But yeah, the last cut is remaining here. What should it be? I can't really... Yeah, I have two drops that are creatures. I have 6 of those. That's not... I'm not gonna go below those. The Rich Wolves won't be that great most of the time, because they are only going to have 2 other cards that makes them get the boost effect, but it's fine. So currently it's 10 non-creatures, and actually 5 of them cantrip. So it's really good for the, well, yeah, for the Cruel Witness. Yeah, it doesn't hurt, but of course this is not as strong of a trigger as for the Whispering Wizard or for the Keswick Flame Breathers. But these are 3 very good triggers for non-creatures, and then 2 still nice slight bonus effects for non-creatures. So now the question is, because I kind of don't feel like cutting any more non-creature spell here. Chill of the Grave, I guess, could be cut. But I'm just thinking about the Skywap Scarp in here. Do I want to have it? I think not in the main deck, because sometimes the 2/5 stat line is really good against, decks that attack with creatures that have less than 5 power. and then especially when you can connect with your own flyer, that will be good. But this can be also, you know, bad when opponent plays like a 5 mana or 6 mana 6/6 and you have 5 mana 2/5 or something like that. It's not great in that case. So I think the Scarf is gonna be cut now. And I have 10 blue, 13 red, and I will play only 16 lands. With the Evolving Wilds I can choose whichever I want to have as at more copies. So I have 13 red. I have double casters for both red and blue. I have 2 drops for both colors. Well, I have more red cards maybe, and these are cantrips that help me find the other color. I mean, if I have to keep a starting hand that only has one color available, it's probably gonna be red with mountains. Alright, I'll do that. So it'll be 7 islands and 8 mountains. With the Evolving Wild, it's still going to be like an 9/8 mana base, kind of. And that's the main deck. The draft was a bit weird because I was black-red and then I took even a green card and then the very late blue, and that ended up being one of my main colors, but I do like the deck in the end. Okay, that is a completely fine hand here. The Flame Breather as a 2-drop, and then I don't think I wanna anger right now. I could just draw a card, but it feels like I do wanna hit my 4th land drop, especially my 2nd mountain. But I feel like I might wait with this a bit here. The Snarling Wolf is kind of annoying because the Flame Breather can't block it. This can, you know, block most 2-drops, but not the one that can threaten to be a 3/3. Of course, it only will connect for 1 when it doesn't pump. But now they don't have a. Oh, well, that's a good reason to not play the Ancestral Anger here. Wow. Actually, that might have been a mistake still. I didn't think it. I mean, I have only 2 yeah, I can't do the 2 unless I draw a mountain, I mean. Okay, what's this deck? Wait a second. Okay. They didn't want to attack into my Storm Chaser Drake here. Okay, anyway, I maybe should have played the Keswick Flame Breather here still. Because now I can only play 1 spell unless I go with Reckless Impulse. No. Now I have the option to draw a card right away. They are tapped out, so it's safe. I mean, of course, this is a cast trigger, so you will get the card always. But I want to also get the card from the Ancestral Anger. So if I'm lucky, I get a red sauce. And if I don't, I still can draw a 2 mana blue card, but there are not a lot of those. So I would need to draw specifically a mountain for it to be a good play. The Flame Breather can block this thing here. Just trying to figure out what's my next. I think I need to dig into the mountain anyway, so even if one of my top 2 cards is not a mountain, I definitely need to, you know, draw it at some point, and now I need to find it, so this is all quite fine. I get the Ballista Watcher, and then I have the Lacerite Flesh here still. But okay, opponent is having 3 colors. Nature's Embrace. Alright. Well, I guess I'm gonna Lacerate Flesh then. But they're gonna hit me for 6 here. This is... I might have to double block on the next turn actually. Or maybe not, because I do have the Ballista Watcher, which I can use to trade. It would be kind of a shame to... I mean, I can double block with these that have, you know, total toughness of 4, so they can't kill them both. I mean, I have the Reckless Impulse, I can maybe get some Blood Tokens, throw these lands to spells. I think I need to be a bit safer here now. I'm gonna block here. Maybe even, I know the Ballista Watcher is good at killing the Snarling Wolf, but... Okay, the opponent is actually playing these 1 toughness creatures while I have the Ballista Watcher in here, so now I'm not actually even... I mean, don't know if that's really... They didn't need to play this pre-combat. Well, I'm definitely doing this. That's like just going to happen. And could trade with this, but it's so valuable to ping that guy. And what I can do, I can just, you know, not play a spell and ping, make this in the 5/5, then this won't even tap. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Now, if they have some kind of, I mean, I still have this as a blocker. If they have some kind of, I guess I should have played the mountain, by the way. Anyway, pump spell. If they have a pump spell, that will be bad. I'm gonna still use it in their upkeep, I think. Yeah, this makes most sense. And now they can't really attack into the 5/5. Or, well, they can if they have something going on, but let's see if they do. Grief Rider, well, that's... I mean, I'm gonna ping all that stuff. They can double spell now, but why did they first play the Grief Rider is something I don't understand. Another Reckless Impulse. I mean, the Ballista Wielder is just gonna dominate the game. It will become now a day again, but I'll just, you know what I'm gonna do here. Why would they play the Reckless Impulse now? Now they have to play both of these on their next turn. Well, I mean, that's not really... Yeah, well, let's do the same thing. I can kill both the 2/1 here and the Ruler Recruit. And then they will play these things, and yeah, Ballista Watcher is gonna dominate here. Now they get to, make it a day again, but doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter to me. Okay. Oh, why would they do that? I mean, yeah, well, that's actually a good reason for that. I mean, as long as they kept 2 mana open, I, could not, of course, ping them both. So, for example, now I have to be a bit more careful about what I'm gonna do here with my stuff. Could just kill the Fearful Villager. The 5/5 blocker is just so strong here, though. But this will be a 4/3 menace. They have 1 redraw with the Blood Token if they draw an, pointless card. I think I'm gonna actually play the land here. I'm not gonna be worried about discarding lands to Blood Tokens now, given my hand here. I have the Jacob Hawken here too. Now this is interesting. I have nothing install speed here, but I can ping twice, but I can't do anything reasonable in the upkeep right now. I could kill the trainee here. And I can still block the Fearful Villager here. But, yeah, well, I think my best shot is to just, make it into a knight again and see how they attack. Because I can just... Okay, they played the land instead of discarding it for a Blood Token body. Opponent... I mean, they're giving me good chance here to stabilize, because they should have just discarded that for a Blood Token. I'm gonna let them attack. And I might need to take the werewolf here back, because now what I'm going to do here is because these only activate once per turn. So this thing will train, and I could kill this now. Because the problem is that it of course will give the counters somewhere. But is that relevant? I have the lacerate flesh. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. Go to blockers. I'm facing 4 damage right now. And they can't use the pump abilities because they are once per turn effects only. So let's do the double block trade with the flame breather here. the werewolf for the flame breather here. And I'll just take 4 here now. Unless they start to pump, but they can't really do that. Like so. Because if I now ping 1, they will boost in response, and then I can ping it again, but then they can boost the other thing. I will take 5 instead of 4. It's much better to do that stuff end of turn. Like so. They can't activate it more than once, so it will die. And now I can play 1 spell and still ping. Or I can play up to a 4 mana spell. They can exile the Binding Geist from my graveyard with the heirloom. They can also exile the Ancestral Anger. I think I still play the Geist here. Because this will kind of stabilize. I know I could have attacked, but no, that's too risky. And they can't train the trainee unless they draw something good, because if they pump the Snarling... Okay, they have a Hive Heart Shaman. Well, if I draw a land, I can kill it with a combination of Lacerate Flesh and the Ballista Wielder, but I need an extra land for that. At 6 mana, they can... Yeah, I actually need to deal with this guy. That is dangerous. Yeah, they're gonna get what, 4 force with those basic lands. Well, they don't have an attack now, and they're not actually... They sadly do have 4 mana left here still. So if I ping this now, I still can't ping it on my turn. So let's ping them there. So that Shaman was a really good draw, because they can, if I don't draw land, I think I'm gonna be in trouble. But I'm happy I did, because with 8 mana, can do. I won't get the excess damage no matter in which order I do this, so it doesn't matter. It is good to get to kill it, but now they can actually attack with the Snarling Wolf. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm gonna block them both anyway here. But there's a chance that they... Yeah, there's a chance that if they find... I mean, if they remove 1 blocker from me, I'll just lose, because they have 3 damage through 1 blocker here. Now they do discard a land. And let's see if they found an answer, but I had to kill that thing there. Okay. They can still... No, well, now the attacks won't be that good. Okay, they want to train that. That will allow them to move the counter from the trainee somewhere, but... Actually, they don't have mana to use the... They don't have mana to use the heirloom, so I can give a -2, -0 now. And I can kill one of these with the ping anyway, so I think it's rather good spot to be in still. So, no matter what, I'm going to take out this guy. And then if I play one spell, it will stay day, which is important. It will stay night, which is important. And I think I should just take them, I guess, the Cruel Witness here. I could take the quest here because that will, you know, I'm happier to trade the quest on this thing than the flyer. But also I want to start connecting. Maybe they don't draw anything. I mean, if they just draw land, for instance, they don't have an attack. But if they deal with the wielder, I can still block with the witness. And I mean, if it trades, it's fine. Okay, they have a Guardian Paladin, so they can give a lifelink and trample to this thing, but it doesn't really help them now that I have the blocker here. But that was a good one. So are they just red, green, white, 9 colors? It doesn't seem like there's any kind of splash. They are just 3 colors. Alright, so they continue drawing good stuff there. And they can also train these rural recruits. I think I have to use the binding geist. Oh, I have a... Oh, do you know what I can do with 9 mana? I didn't realize, but I have 8 here. I have 9 now. I can kill the recruit. Yeah. Let's do that. The question is, am I gonna attack with the Cruel Witness? Because if they find removal on the wielder, I'll just die. But if I mean, the thing is that I will be... I mean, I need to win at some point. So I'm the top card in their deck. If it deals with the wielder, it could also be a pump spell, but it could also be the pump spell that gives them plus. Now I think I'm not gonna attack, but I need to win at some point. I could start clocking here quite nicely. Maybe I will accept that. I will see one draw. Maybe it is a land or something, and or just a creature that, you know, doesn't do anything. Oh, they choose to. I mean, I guess I can kill anything with toughness less than 4 with the Ballista Wielder. And if they draw like blanks, I can still, you know, continue deploying stuff to the board. But I didn't even need any of this because Ballista Wielder did such an amount of work in this game. But yeah, they seem to be... Man, if I had in my sideboard in this deck the deal 1 damage to all opponents' creatures, that would be great because they have like 2 rural recruits. They have these snarling wolves. They have a Grief Rider. That's a lot of 1 toughness creatures. That also. It would actually be a great sideboard card against this deck. Sadly, I didn't find it in a spot where I could have picked it reasonably well. So now the Weary Prisoner is something I like a lot more than the Cruel Witness. So I'm going to cut a Cruel Witness and play the Weary Prisoner. It's a very good blocker against their deck. And then I guess I'll just have to accept that the Hiveheart Shaman, I mean, I was lucky to be able to even remove it because Lacerate Fleshes don't deal with it. I could combine a Flame Blessed Bolt with... Yeah, it will be tough to deal with that thing if they have a lot of mana available. So I need to try to raise them in that case, I guess. I don't think I'm going to make any other changes here, so let's just submit this one. Okay, I got my Ballista Watcher and a decent curve here, so all is fine. Get the island. I still have a double blue card in the deck. Okay, Jacob Hawk and Aura Hungry Ritual. Actually, I'm gonna play the creature that can attack for damage now because I'm not currently even interested in looting any of this stuff away. So I can miss a loot here. And I'm nowhere near 6 mana yet, so I think it's... They don't have a red here, but do they have a green or white 3-drop? They have a Nature's Embrace, but now they will have their colors. Alright, so now that is a card I will be willing to loot maybe away here, but let's just Yep, only play is this. Attack for 2, they will have access to 5 mana and all the colors too. But I have a Whispering Wizard and a Ballista Watcher. Let's see which is gonna be my first play here. Depending if they have something for the Lacerate Flesh. Now this is not so important right now. To recruit, well... let's do this now, because I want to draw an extra card there. Alright, Ballista Watcher. Well, it is of course very good in dealing with the 1 toughness creatures, but I might also just have to... Yeah, well, okay, I'm gonna play the Ballista Watcher. It's a better blocker as a 3 toughness blocker, so it can block the Rural Recruit here. It also makes this... what? I was gonna say that it makes this a 3-2, but they have 3 cards left in there. Is the deck just doesn't have any removal? Because they at least should have seen what they draw. Yeah, well, they conceded. I mean, I guess if they had like nothing and drew nothing, they don't have a good attack. They can attack with a 3-1 actually, and the Snarling Wolf, and I can block the 3-1. Yeah, well, I mean, they conceded, so that's fine. Let's go to the next match. Okay. Nice one. Opponent is on the play, but they mulliganed to 6 now. They kept 6. And here I should maybe... yeah, I don't want to get any tapped lands, so I have already the double red card in here, so I should take the mountain. I have 2 double blue cards in the deck, but it's more important to make sure that I have the 4-drop castable. Alright, so let's just play the flyer, I guess. I mean, the Rich Wolf wouldn't be bad, but it won't be a 3-2 on the next turn. It can be a 3-2 on the turn 4, but let's do this anyway. Maybe play around Syncopate. Too late. Okay, well, I'm going to exile a mountain and a Rich Wolf here. I guess I could also exile the Chill of the Grave and Rich Wolf, but if I draw any land, yeah, I want to exile 1 land, and I think the Rich Wolf is the least impactful card in here. I can still play the quest here. But yeah, that was... well, that they had plays on turn 2 and turn 3, and... okay, Whispering Wizard, that is gonna be nasty one. Let's just play this thing and Ancestral Anger here. Oh, still no land. They might be starting to get some 1-1 flyers, but I have a Ballista Watcher that can snipe them down. Okay, they have card draw available now. It's quite slow stuff they have going on. Oh, but they had a 1-drop here still. I'm my own wizard, but I need I need a well, I'm gonna just tap this thing down and continue dealing damage to them, hoping to find a land, which I did. No reason to show them what I have here. If they double block the 3-2, be my guest, I still get a Blood Token here. And am I going to lose the Rich Wolf? I don't think I don't want to do it right now, because it can be a 3-2 Trampler with the Ballista Watcher around here. Okay, so they just make that into a flyer, 4-3 flyer, which, you know, creates them a 1-1. They didn't draw a card. Okay. Okay, that will be good with the wizard. I think I won't be doing the Won't be doing the wizard play quite yet. I like the watcher more. It's a big guy who, you know, that can attack also. And I would rather play the wizard on the same turn as the angry to guarantee the 1/1 flyer. Now I don't have the 5th land to do so. Gutter Skulker. This is unblockable if it attacks alone. Fine. And here is the... They didn't even attack with the 4/3. Well, that makes sense. But how do I do it now? I can make this into a 3/3 if they block with any of that stuff. It's fine. So yeah, let's do it like this. I don't want to keep the pump to the Ballista Watcher. It's the way to win a game here. So okay, Jacob Hogan will be good. So if they want to trade the Gutter Skulker, which they might, so now they can use this as an aura to make someone that attacks alone unblockable, but it's 4 mana aura. Yeah, I don't care about that. They haven't actually drawn any cards with this thing yet. They will. Okay, they played no spells, which means my Ballista Wielder is a thing now. What the heck? So with the Jacob, I'm going to play the land. I'm not going to discard these blood tokens anytime soon. So what I'm doing here is I can make this thing unable to block. Do they hold like a counter spell or something? But I'm gonna do this, of course. Won't be blocking now. Do I care about them trading with the... I kind of want to play the Rich Wolf. So maybe I will do it like this now. If they trade with the 1/1, then they trade with the 1/1. I can still ping if they generate some additional blockers. They might just jump block the Ballista Wielder too. But they're gonna really take 8. I guess they have a bounce or kill spell now. They did not. So, of course now I'm feeling like they might have a counter spell. So I'm just gonna make them kill the Ballista Wielder. I can ping them for 1 damage and then, you know, win on the next turn. So no point playing the Rich Wolf right now. Scattered Thoughts. Sure. And they still haven't had time to use the journal. So now they have to kill the Ballista Wielder. Even if they make it a day, I will ping them now once, and then I will ping them once on my turn. But they can have a Diecraft Scavenger to gain some life. Fear of Death there. Okay, that is no power basically, but doesn't really prevent the damage it deals with the ability. Oh, they have a Hullbreaker Horror. That can be annoying. Okay, so they can't. I mean, Ballista Wielder winning again. Winning again, that is good stuff. Alright, so let's... I mean, there's nothing much I can do about the Hullbreaker Horror. It can't even be countered, so even though I have a couple of counter spells in the sideboard, it doesn't really help. So I need to just be quick, fast, sure strike. I might want to have a sure strike now that they might at 7 mana flash this as a blocker and maybe the sure strike. But it has, okay, it does have 8 toughness, so it's not like I'm gonna have a 5 power attacker really that often. If this is a 5 power thing, I can ping it to make it unable to block, so... Okay, I don't know if the sure strike is what I want. I don't really think I have a lot of things I'm particularly interested in sideboarding in or out. I mean, the Binding Geist might be a little bad here, perhaps. Do I want to have something like a Pious Bone? Cradle of Safety, but I didn't see, you know... I mean, there's no spell that targets my creatures with anything. So it doesn't seem that great. Now, of course, the counter spell still can counter something, but I don't really think there's much sense. Don't need a Stitch Assistant unless I want to replace the Binding Geist with it. I don't think I want to. Sure Strike. Nah, this is the deck. This is the deck. Let's see, learn more about their deck. Or maybe just I win this game and don't have to worry about any game 3s in that case. Okay, now this is the first starting hand that I have to mulligan. But I got a decent one here. So here I have both the Jacob and the Keswick Flame Breather. But I do like the Flame Breather quite a bit here. I also like the Chill of the Grave, but I guess the Chill is still maybe what I don't need here. I will play my creatures on turn 2 and turn 3 and hopefully on turn 4 as well. Specimen. Okay, well there's a good 3 mana creature to play. Now question is, am I gonna play the Flame Breather or the Jacob Hawken? I think I'm gonna play the 1/3 for now. Although also they could have had a Syncopate and I'd rather have the Flame Breather go away. Okay, a 2/3 flyer. Okay, it can't block ground guys. So I can attack for 1 and play my statue. And now I have the Ballista Watcher here coming up. And I can play the Lantern Bearer as well. Okay, that doesn't do anything. It's just a 4 mana 3/3. Oh, I could also... Well, no, it makes more sense to double spell here. So, let's do exactly that. No attacks with the 3/3 around. I mean, they can attack with the 3/3 now, which is kind of awkward. But I think I will, in fact, make the block here. I don't want to go to 12 here. And pinging the Specimen isn't that great because it can just come back. Alright, Lacerate Flesh might have to kill the Spirit here. I have 5 mana here already, but maybe Jacob Hawken. I don't know. They could have the Syncopate, of course, but they could also always have it. I want to play the Evolving Wilds because this thing requires 6 mana with the Foreboding Statue. I don't have... I have 1 extra, but I still need the 5th land for it. So, I'm not in a rush to kill this thing. But I think I might as well do it right now. And it did seem to work as well. So now I have blockers on these guys. Can attack with this thing, and the Foreboding Statue will be a 5/5 on the next turn. So I have 2 double blue cards in here. I'm just wondering if I should get a... maybe I'll take an island here. But I have to realize they can have the Hullbreaker Horror. But now they didn't attack, which is kind of weird because they should have attacked with the Specimen perhaps. This will transform into a 4/3. Well, I'm just attacking with the Lantern Bearer here, of course. Play my guys. And I hope they don't have a land whatever the flash rare Hullbreaker Horror. Gargantua. Well, I'm gonna sacrifice a Flame Breather, I think. They are at low enough life total that... No, I could also sacrifice the Lantern Bearer and make the Forsaken Treasure to fly. Well, I mean, isn't that the way to go? It is. But I was gonna say that they have so much life total that the pings are probably not that relevant there. So I'm gonna get blue mana from this thing, and now I have the options to use the Jacob Hawken and well, then I can't play the Lantern Bearer, which I actually want to play this turn. So better idea might just be to discard this land for a card. Oh yeah, that's good. And then I will be doing both this, and then I'm gonna play the Storm Chaser Drake here. And the quest can block with the Depraved Harvester, it's fine. They will go to 13. I can take the 5 at least once. Yeah, that's what I have to do, and hopefully my flyers can win them in a couple of turns. Runostrom, that is a 1/4 flyer, so Storm Chaser Drake won't be able to attack anymore. They did what they can do. Put up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard on top of your... Okay. I guess I could have used the Jacob there actually, because of course it, I mean it will just, you know, yeah, I should have. I didn't realize because I exile it, and then I can use it once this is an, you know, equipment. But anyway, now I have the 6 mana here, so let's activate this, and now I can cast this for free. Because when this will transform once during each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a spell from among the exiled cards. Okay, so I can play this. I can't use the cleave cost, but I don't care about. Don't care about my hand size here becoming 4. I'd even have a mountain into, well, also into Ancestral Anger, but it's actually not enough to connect through this thing. So at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal a card. Mana value 6. This will transform into a... yeah, an annoying thing for sure. So maybe I should attack with the Storm Chaser Drake and then just, you know, trade with the... I mean, lose the... yeah, I mean, I can use post-combat Flame-Blessed Bolt to deal with the Runo here. Or I can... well, let's just make sure. I mean, they could have the Hullbreaker Horror there. It's a possibility. I don't know if this makes a lot of sense, but... because of course I need to also deal, you know, the 5/4 is gonna be a problem. But at least the rare is not gonna be a problem, even if they have a land and that. It doesn't help against the Forsaken Treasure. So I'm just thinking if I should jump block there. Because now what they can have, of course, is the Diagraph Scavenger. They can have a spell that makes a creature become a 5/5 until end of turn. I think I'm going to go for the jump block now, just in case. Hope they don't have anything for the treasure, because if they do, I will be in trouble here. Okay, Whispering Wizard, I'm gonna play that thing for free. And then I will play the Ancestral Anger here. Resolves. And let's see if I can just finish the game. I can. Alright. That was good. On the play with a nice hand. Keep it. Yeah, my hands have been, I mean, despite the 1 mulligan, have been great actually. I haven't had to keep any risky hands really. Opponent mulligans to 6. Okay. And they kept 6. I start the beat down with this thing. Have the flame breather here. Can just cantrip this maybe. On turn 3. Also could use the Chill of the Grave, but let's see what they're gonna play. Black red, alright. No plays yet. I feel like using the chill here for whatever they might have on turn 3. Then I will use the Evolving Wilds. So they had something but nothing they wanted to cast there. Could be like an upgrade. Pointed Discussion. Well, no chill then. I guess I'm gonna use the Evolving Wilds now. I mean, they took just 2 points of damage here. So this time I'm gonna use the... Okay, well, maybe it is time to have a Reckless Impulse. Yeah, it is. I mean, I might not be able to play both of them if they are like both expensive cards, but it is still better now, I think. If there's even one land I can... Yeah, I mean, now I can just play them both. Now I don't have any mana for the chill, so I will just use this right now. They are tapped out, so this is safe to do now. Deal some extra damage there. They go to 10. And funnily though, with the mountain in here, if I want to play 2 blue spells... Oh, I don't have mana for 2 blue spells. This would require a total of 6. Okay, that is fine-ish. Am I gonna sacrifice the land? No, I'm gonna make this... I have a human here though, but I mean, I will have a Chill of the Grave here, which will help. So what I can do is... I mean, there's no point keeping this into as a 1/3 unless I want to have the Lantern Bearer go to graveyard so that I can use it. But they could have it easily removal, so that makes no sense. Let them have their 5/3 flyer. That will become... I mean, I can't stop this from transforming. I'm not gonna keep sacrificing stuff. So now point is to use Chill of the Grave to still attack past it. But now let's see how much interaction they have, because if they can just kill most of my stuff, I will be in trouble. The Flame Breather is unblockable damage though. So if I just keep, you know, hitting my cantrips for instance, it's fine. But they might just kill all my creatures and then I won't stand much chance, of course. Okay, this thing cannot block. That is really good for me. Cruel Witness though. Aha. Well, I mean, I guess I can still play the Binding Geist and the Chill of the Grave here. I can attack with these. Yeah, it does seem to make sense. It would be nice to get the trigger from the Cruel Witness there, but it's quite valuable to just use the Chill right now. Let's see what I draw. I might draw even something better, but let's do this right now. They go to 6. Then I can still attack next turn. And then the 3/3 flyer can trade with the Invader. But yeah, there was some merit in playing the Cruel Witness instead. I just wanted to... Well, kind of wanted to keep connecting here. Okay, well, they have a blocker on the Geist, but I can make it -2, -0. And that is problem. That can't block, so they of course attack. And... well... it's more difficult now for sure. I could attack with these both. Make this into a 2/2. But then they will just block the Geist and the Flame Breather anyway. Okay, so I need to draw something good. Yeah, because they have also a lot of damage and they can make my creatures unable to block. So maybe I should have played the Cruel Witness and then benefit from the Chill of the Grave. Yeah, it's possible, but it's too late now as well. Get the island here. Play this stuff and then see. They are gonna start drawing cards, making this bigger. But I guess still the Cruel Witness is, if they don't have removal on the Cruel Witness, oh, they have a white splash. If they don't have a removal on this, they have to trade with it. But if they do, then I need to draw like a Lacerate Flesh. Sadly, they were able to kill this before it was able to give me any tokens. But I guess I knew they had to upgrade from the turn 2 because they had mana up. They didn't use it on the Flame Breather or the Lantern Bearer. But yeah, they can actually attack with a lot of guys, but I have also some double blocks here. Probably just use the... they didn't attack with the Wedding Security. Well, let's do this block and see what happens. I'm not gonna take 3 here if I can avoid it. I want to keep the Flame Breather, of course, alive because it has very relevant triggers now. So I have what, 1 land here, 1 here. Total of 9. I have 7 lands and 15 spells here. Blood Fountain will be, well, not too relevant right now. They might actually block the Cruel Witness now. That I did not want to see. Oh, darn. I guess I have to just do the attack like this and hope that they don't have a kill spell on the Witness and they have to just trade. And now they can use the Blood Fountain on it, but I can actually, in that case, sacrifice the Lantern Bearer. Am I gonna use the Binding Geist on the Wedding Security? I will get to ping them for once, if I do, with the Flame Breather. And I think they're gonna start to attack with it, so I'm gonna deal fewer damage. And now, of course, when they use the Blood Fountain here, if they play the Innocent Traveler, I can actually choose to sacrifice the Lantern Bearer here. Then I can kill them with the Hungry Rich Wolf. What's the other creature? Just the Hypnotist, alright. So now I think I have 6 lands left in the deck. 3 plus 7 here. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's 10 total, so I have 16 lands in the deck. So 15 spells, only 6 lands. Let's please draw. Ideally a cantrip non-creature spell, but because I have a lot of those, 2 Angers, 1 Chill of the Grave, but also, you know, just anything that's not a land will be good. Of course, Lacerate Flesh would be amazing with me having these 2 lands, for instance. Yep, they get to draw the card. I will take 3 now. Traveler and Ballista Watcher. And I drew 2 lands in a row when I had 7 out of 22 were lands, and I drew 5. I drew 2 of those 7 lands. So now I have only 5 out of 20 lands. So I don't think I'm losing quite yet, but it's gonna be... Oh, I'm actually going to lose now, because I don't have a spell to play, so this will transform. This won't be able to block, and I will simply lose. Because they have enough damage here. Because I drew yet another land here. pretty great. So let's see. Let's see if they're gonna go for it or not. I mean, they have here, what, 9, 10... Well, actually, is that not quite... No, yeah, with the pings. But if I jump... Yeah, well, let's see how they do. Because I need a creature here myself. I can't lose them both. So I can jump block with the Hungry Rich Wolf. That's how it goes. If they ping them both... If they have a land, they have an extra ping. So the Flame Breather needs to be alive. I could have made them... I can make them go to 1. Well, okay, let's see. So this is 4 power, that's 10, that's 11. So they don't have a lethal attack. Do they? So if they ping... If they have a land drop, then they do. Yeah, they can draw a land here. So now if I don't... I mean, but they have to commit to... I mean, they have to make them unable to block. Alright, they chose not to. So this is now 9, 10, 11 damage, but they can ping me twice, so I would die. But now they allow me to block. Did they forget that the Ballista Wielder can make things unable to block? But anyway, this is my best chance, so I will do this, and I won't be doing any other blocks, because then they can just finish off the Flame Breather here. Now they can kill the Flame Breather anyway with a land, so I guess I'm gonna lose to a land no matter what. Or, you know, just a removal spell. So what I hope here is that they have 4 creatures, none of which fly. Or I guess I can draw another non-land spell. Non-creature spell. So I can, with the Lantern Bearer, I can already trigger this once. I can also draw my other Keswick Flame Breather here. But not now. Let's see if they're gonna have 9 lands. They can kill the Flame Breather, and then there's no way for me to win, because I don't think I have a 2 damage. Not anything with haste or anything. Nope. Yeah, so I lose to them having just an untapped land. With them having 4 cards in hand, it's quite unlikely that they wouldn't have a land or a removal spell. Okay, that might be lethal. Might be lethal. If they have a... No, they don't. Well, let's see. I guess they don't have a land then, because now they can't kill the... I mean, they might still have a removal spell. Okay, they actually discard... Oh, but didn't they just realize they could have pinged the Flame Breather 3 times with the Ballista Wielder? Wow. I mean, they had to win there. They had a land in hand. They discarded the lands. Now let's count their lands. They still had a land there, right? So they were at 9 lands. This pings 3 times with 9 lands. I had to jump block with the Rich Wolf, otherwise I would have lost to their combat. Then they just kill this. Yeah, well, I'm glad they didn't see that. So, black and red. Huh. Maybe the Weary Prisoner is gonna be... Oh, actually I like the Pious Pony in this matchup. Maybe. Maybe I do. Kinda like the Weary Prisoner too. It's good blocker on this stuff. So let's see if I do like this. Or the Skywap Scarp. It's not good against the Innocent Traveler though. No, I don't want that. But I want to have the Pie Spawn, but now I will cut maybe one of the Cruel Witnesses and then one of the... Well, that's a question. Maybe just the Chill of the Grave? No, Binding Geist. That's the worst. Alright, so this is how it goes. I think. Alright, double Flame Breather into Chill of the Grave. Definitely nothing wrong with that. Okay, they are deciding about the Mulligan. At least their hand probably isn't that good then, but they kept it. Maybe risky somehow. Okay, that is gonna be good too. because I have a bunch of lands here, so refueling is great. Okay, they don't have a red mana, that's what it seems to be here. Well, the Whispering Wizard will be great too if they don't have the removal for it. All these triggers. I have all the 3 best of my non-creature triggers. So they at least have a 4-drop here. This is the one that can transform into a... Well, it doesn't matter now. I'm of course going to play this wizard first, and hopefully it will survive, and then I can tap down the blocker and I'll start just generating these. Okay, now they get the land. So is it going to be an upgrade on the Whispering Wizard? Yep. So that was like a very crucial for them. It could have been bad otherwise. But now maybe it's time to do what exactly? Erase me? This becomes indestructible. So there's no point once they have, you know, at least as long as they have 2 mana. But Lacerate Flesh is good because I can't imagine them, you know, leaving 2 mana up all the time. So here what I'm gonna do, I'll just play the land, attack, play the Rich Wolf, and then use the Chill of the Grave on their turn. Yeah, this Flame Breather damage, it will start adding up because all of the cards in my hand will basically deal 2 to the opponent. That's no joke. So I let them attack for sure. I'm the guy racing here, so there's that thing. But that will actually eat the Lacerate Flesh now. They might have the +1. Yeah, they might have the way to save it. But I mean the 1 mana trick that, you know, makes a creature return on the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter if it is about to die. Do they play safe? They play safe here. Alright, so let's steal this guy. Does it enter tapped from that card? I never remember it really. Okay, Jacob is good. Chill is good here too, so I could just attack for 3 and then, I don't know, play the Jacob. I don't think I'm going to sacrifice anything on here. I will just chill it. No, of course I would just Lacerate Flesh it. No, that's not bad. I just am a bit worried they might have the thing that makes it, you know, come back. But what are the options? Well, Jacob and Chill of the Grave isn't bad. I can attack for 2 damage here because they would block the Rich Wolf Panda. Can still use the Chill, but... Nah, let's try it. If they have it, then they have it. Yeah, and it says it's enters tapped, so that still lets me attack here. But that was, of course, the worst outcome for me. But that said, decline this. You've got your 6-power flyer. I can lock it down with the Chill of the Grave, and the Flame Breathers will be quite good here. They can raise me here, okay, but that also means if they need to have multiple blockers here, I can tap down 1 blocker here. Oh, are they gonna... Okay, they had multiple blockers. Now with Ancestral Anger though, things are getting interesting here. So am I gonna lose next time? They can have 9 power here. I can block down that. So let's start with the Anger maybe. Anger on here. Okay, Flame Blessed Bolt, but I don't have the... that would be... If I now drew a... If I had a mountain here, I would just win the game here. I mean, it's game 1. So is it worth taking the risk? I could play Inspired Idea too, but then that doesn't tap. I mean... This is really close, because I just win if I... draw a mountain as the next card. But can I win even... I mean, can I play it safe here? Because it feels like I kinda can. Tap down the Malicious thing here. I have 1 timeout. I need to make a decision fast. If I play the Inspired Idea here, But no, I need to be somewhat safe here. I kind of want to tap down. I mean, I guess I can just... Okay, I'm gonna make a risk here. I'm gonna tap down this guy, because if I draw a mountain, I just win. That is just so valuable. Okay, so... and I wouldn't have lost even if I did it, but now this is... Flame Breather's doing some work. Yep. But my plan would have been without the mountain just to leave a blocker, because of course this... so I just didn't have time to explain because I was running out of time there. But point is that, let's say I don't draw a mountain. Let's say I draw an uncastable totally. I guess I still could have done it so that I sacrifice this blood token, throw away the Jacob maybe to try to found the mountain. But let's say I just don't get anything to cast here. So that means I will not attack with one of the 1/3s. I would attack with the Flame Breather at least, maybe even with the Rich Wolf. Kind of hope they would trade with my Rich Wolf in here, because this is only 9 damage. They will untap both, of course. And they wouldn't have had enough cards in graveyard to make this any bigger one. So I think I would have like 1 blocker for the wolf there. Or maybe even play it safe and have 2 blockers for it. Because it would have been lethal with this 9 damage plus the 2/2 wolf. If they had 1 removal spell, I would lose my only blocker. So yeah, point was to leave the Rich Wolf and the Flame Breather as a blockers, attack with the 2/3 Flame Breather, which they can at most jump block with their wolf. This will stay tapped, and then on the next turn I can get more pings with the inspired idea here, and probably be in a quite good shape anyway. But yeah, I drew the mountain, so that was it. And that was also the final match of the event. I did win all the matches. The last one was clearly the most challenging one, as it should. And glad I made it happen. Okay, in the Ballista Watcher proved its worth quite nicely here. Also, the opponent having this was troublesome there, but I'm glad they made the mistake in the game 1 of match 3, because they had to win with 9 land mana. They could have just pinged the Keswick Flame Breather, which was about to finish them with the Lantern's Lift there, but don't mind if they didn't see that. Yeah, pretty good deck. We had draft because of course I moved to blue because of that Storm Chaser Drake. Was it like pick 6 or something in pack 1? And then the other colors just seemed to maybe not flow. I got a couple of decent black cards at first, but then not really that much of more black. And then I started picking these red Flame Breathers because these are at their best in blue-red deck. And yeah, it's not a bad card. I mean, even in a... I guess if your deck is very aggressive, you don't want to have a 2-mana 1/3, but in any late game focus deck, it's still okay as a blocker. And, well, I mean, these cantrips are really decent with the Flame Breathers too. I didn't get to make a lot of tokens with this thing, but I had the potential for this to be very good in this deck too. Alright, well, anyway, that was it. Now this is 2 traditional drafts in a row. I think the next one is going to be a Premier draft, then I will play a bit of ranked in December, but I don't have like any intention to try to hit top 1200 mythic or anything like that. But yeah, next one will be a Premier draft, so I will see you then. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.